Okay guys, so I've arrived at my campsite for the next couple of nights, and we're in Powys, mid Wales, right on the border with England. There's a river, and on the other side is Shropshire. This is the entrance to it. I think this is going to be a little bit of a treat, and I'm looking forward to this. It's a very eco-friendly site from what I can understand, but we'll find out when I get on, get pitched, have a look around. Let's go and have a look. Right guys, so I've now got booked in. I've had a good look around site. The owner of the site has taken me around and showed me all aspects of it. And the site is called Sychpwll. At least that's a little bit of an anglicised version of it, but it's the one that I can remember now, Sychpwll. The spelling will be up there. It's a wonderful site, this is a gem. I keep coming across hidden gems. I don't know, it's just a bit random. I did pre-book this one, but I just did a bit of research to see what there was in this area, and this one took my interest because of its eco-friendly nature, or at least what it appeared to be eco-friendly. And I've not been disappointed in the first hour of being here. It's a wonderful site. It's a fairly relaxed site as to where you want to pitch, and there's pitches all over the place. Well, you can see where the bike is just by that gate, and I'm going to pitch somewhere down here, which is right next to the river. Now, this river's got otters in, and hopefully during my time here, if we're very, very quiet and sit down there by the river, because it's a beautiful little place to sit, might just get to see them, maybe in the morning. A lot of badgers around here as well, a lot of wildlife. This is one nice site. Once we get into all the details of it, I think you'll find it's amazing. One thing that is really, really good is that there is a dining kitchen area for campers to use, which is fully fitted out with everything. So really, you don't really need to self-cook at your tent with this site. Anyhow, let's go and get this tent up, and I'll catch up with you later on. Behind us is the main farmhouse and other buildings. The campsite's off in every direction really, but the main fields are off in that direction from the farmhouse. And however, I'm through that gate there in an area that I think was originally, or is called, the wild camp area, but it's all like wild camping, to be honest. So let's go and have a little look at that. Beautiful place. The track down from the road is a gravel track, but it's hard compacted gravel, no problem at all for motorcycles. And indeed there's plenty of places on all the pitches to park your bike on the field next to your tent, or if the weather's a little bit poor or the ground's a bit soggy, then you'll be able to leave it up near the farm buildings and the main camping buildings. Oh, the other thing to mention is that on this river you can access directly, and there are canoes, various canoes that you can utilise, obviously with the permission of the owners, or bring your own paddleboard or boat, canoe. There's a couple of pitches down here, and then there's odd ones dotted around where I've just walked. So this area now, where I am, nobody else would pitch here. But there's another pitch there, and that would be it for down here. There's my Honda CB500X, semi ready for me to have a run out once I've had a coffee. And the other thing is there's plenty of fire pits and barbecue sets sprinkled about the whole of the campsite, and the owners are quite happy for you to forage for wood. And in fact, there is some wood that's been cut down by the river, which I can go and get to have a campfire tonight if I decide to have so. This tent is a new one to me. It's a Nature Hike Opalus 3, and I'll do a review on that. Well, I'll do a couple of reviews. I'll do an initial thoughts on it after this camp, and then I'll do a erection video and then a follow-up video once I've used it for a period of time. But it's a 3-man tunnel tent, but it packs down to quite a compact pack size, and so far so good. Really like it. But I need a coffee and I'll show you the river. So just come off the little area that I'm camping, through this gate, and they're directly on that river bank, and just give you a little view there. Nice, isn't it? Straight on the doorstep, and you've got access down to the river. Peaceful, this is beautiful. There's a little bench up in the trees there, and that's where I'm going to go now, because I've put my pocket rocket there to get a coffee going, and then I must get out on the bike. But this is beautiful here. Here's the bench. There's my coffee, and I'm going to have one now. Cheers, guys. So, guys, we have showers and toilets here, and there's 2 sets. But they are unisex. So I'll just show you in here. They're very nice. I mean, there's 3 toilet cubicles in here, all very clean, and ample things like toilet paper. It's just really well set up, to be honest. And hand towels, paper towels, a couple of sinks. It's really quite warm in here. And this is the other one. This one's got 2 toilet cubicles. I like the decor in the toilet cubicles. Old magazine front covers, well, not just front covers, all sorts. Really good. Another couple of hand basins. All well stocked with paper towels, toilet rolls, and it's got 2 showers. The showers are electric, and actually this is the one I've just used this morning, and it was very well. It was too hot initially, but obviously you turn it down a little bit. It's just so cool here. It's almost sort of ramshackle in its construction. And that's been built over years in a very eco-friendly way, using materials that had been pre-used. This building in front of us is one of the hay bale buildings, and that is actually the straw bale kitchen. I don't know whether you can see that sign. The straw bale kitchen. And that's open for use by all campers. Quite an impressive, almost Alpen style building. Great facility for coming here if the weather's bad or you just don't want to cook outside your tent. The only thing I would say is that the steps going up to the building Whilst they're nice and strong and absolutely fine, they are a little bit steep for anybody that's maybe a little bit infirm, you know, so just be wary of that. Let's mount the steps and go in. So this is a bit of a treat. It's a fully functioning kitchen with a range cooker. It's got kettles, toaster, obviously washing up facilities. And it's opposite the shower block, as you can just see in the distance. It's got a freezer you can use and fridge. So freezer and fridge to use. Full cooking facilities, including utensils. And a brilliant, brilliant long table for sitting and eating your meal. In happier times, post-COVID, hopefully with other campers. Although I don't think it really matters too much now. And you've got an outside area. With picnic tables. Well, gotta say, this is brilliant. Who needs to sit outside your tent and cook when you've got this? That's just taking you onto the 2-acre field, which is one of the campsite areas. And actually, whilst I've mentioned those steps at the front of the building, anybody that's got any problems with climbing those steps, which are back down in that direction there, can just walk up this gentle slope and you can access the kitchen from the level, which is where the picnic tables are. Yeah, so this is a large field. It's ideal, and the various little mown pitch areas are all in between the long grass that you see in front of you. Normally there'd be a lot of flowers and meadow type grass, but now everything's starting to die back because it's autumn. Also there's a children's play area, old wooden play area that's been built with a little boat that's been put in there, so I can just see the kids playing pirates. Fantastic. And effectively the tree line that you can see right the way around as I sweep around the site is the barrier to the site, is the boundary of the site. And there is a stream that on this side that I'm looking now, there is a stream that runs along that tree lined part of the field. So that's your 5-acre field. Now, speaking to the owners, generally they only take a set number of bookings to control the use of the facilities, the toilets and the showers. So there are, on this 5-acre field, only about 10-ish pitches. Now, those pitches can accommodate more than one tent or motorhome. So if a family comes with 2 or 3 tents and an extended family, they get one of these larger pitch areas, and it becomes their little area. Obviously, as a solo camper, you just pitch where you can, and where I'm pitched is a good place for smaller tents, because the camper vans wouldn't get, the little camper vans wouldn't get up there, and larger tents would struggle a bit. So you get little areas like this that are, well, actually this one hasn't been mown. I think he's due to mow it, but it is getting to that time of year. But this little area would be an area, and then as you can see, there's, well, you can see clearly in this image that there's another area just here. And I'll show you the stream that runs along that tree-lined hedgerow, and obviously there's plenty of pitches over there. And what we see just in front of us, this is a wildlife corridor, and I'll actually go back up that corridor and show you it, because it takes you straight back to the start. So as we leave the 5-acre field, actually this little path is taking us back round to the 2-acre field that I've already shown you, and that's in that direction. Now you can get your vehicles on these fields, and they, as you've seen with the couple of campers that are on there, you can get your vehicle on, and you can have your vehicle by your tent, so that's no problem at all. Throughout the whole site you get little areas like this. So if you don't want to camp on the main field, you can camp where I'm camping, or you can find yourself a pitch like this where you're away from everybody, and you're completely on your own. Also within the trees here, you can actually, if you're a hammock camper, you can, or tarp camping, you can get yourself in there and camp in there. So they're quite happy for you to go where you want to go, but I would say that it's always worth asking the question when you get here, you know, just to make sure. I do like most of the sites I go to, and this one, again, because of its quirky nature, and because of the people actually as well, because of the family that own the campsite, I like it. Just to orientate, this is the other end of that 2-acre field, and up to the left of the polytunnel that you can see where they're growing vegetables, is just behind the tree is the kitchen, and to the right is the farm. So I'm just at the opposite end of that 2-acre field, and you can see even this field is split into different areas. And then just through this gate here, you've got another little area and direct access to the stream. Well, the stream isn't a stream at the moment, but when it does get full, that'll be a burbling stream. Oh, the other thing that I was told is that there are badger sets down here on the opposite side, the banking. There you go. You can just see the remnants of the water. Gosh, when they get heavy rain, this will be full. But down here there are badger sets, so you know, if you're very, very lucky and you've got a night sight camera, you may just catch sight if you come and sit quietly. And it's a bit dark because it's dark sky, you know, the sky's gone dark, but that's the wildlife corridor, which is a path that's completely covered by the trees. So I'm going to walk back up this wildlife corridor. This was planted decades ago by the owner, and the one thing, you know, he said to me, it's not often in life that you can plant so many trees and see the result of that decades later. And he just had the fortune to be able to acquire this premises and had the foresight to actually plant the trees that he's planted, because virtually everything here has been planted by the owner. And I'll just spin round to show you where I've walked from. In summer, with full leaves and real bright sun, this is still going to have a degree of darkness about it, with dappled light coming through. So as we walk towards the end, and this will be the back onto the road, it is a magical place and it has a feel about it. And there we are, back to the bale buildings, and that's your 5-acre field that we've just been onto. Oh, and there you have the sign for it, Wildlife Corridor. So I'm here today with Seb, who's the owner of the campsite.
Hello.
Now Seb, can you tell me a little bit about how long you've been here at this location?
Yeah, so I grew up here, so I've had about, apart from time away, I've had about 36 years of this place, and seen how it's changed from, you know, when my family originally bought it, when it was kind of more of a flattened sort of space with no real greenery and trees and things, and to, you know, the progression as to how it is today. So yeah, the majority of my life, I suppose.
And how long has it been a campsite?
Officially, not really. I'm not really 100%. It's about 10 years have we sort of allowed people to come and camp.
So it's more of an evolvement. It's sort of, you allowed people to come camping, and then it sort of gradually turned into a campsite.
And it evolved into the need to kind of actually go on a website to get a kind of camping booking. So it basically evolved into the need to kind of actually have somewhere that people can book. We still get a majority of our people phone us directly still, which is kind of nice, but I think about 5 years or 6 years we've been on Pitch Up.
Okay, and you've got a lot of repeat business, haven't you, here? Yeah,
I think an averaging about 70%, I think, has been here before, or have come with a friend who has been before. So for us, that's the best thing when we have familiar faces come back, or, you know, when you're walking around the site and you kind of recognise people. Makes it kind of, you know, because it is my family home at the end of the day, so it's not just like a commercial business spot,
so
it's kind of nice to
naturally,
have people that are friendly and returned.
And the big question is the pronunciation of the campsite name. I sort of been led to believe an anglicised version is Sychpwll.
Yeah, I think Sychpwll is the easiest way. But you know, I can't fluently speak Welsh, but I'm pretty sure that I've been told it's a Sychpwll. The SYCH is actually Sich. So it's Sychpwll. Yeah, Sychpwll. Yeah. So our Welsh subscribers might come back with something. Don't hate me for that, but I'm pretty sure yes, Sychpwll.
Yeah, it's a sometimes in Wales it is a bit awkward to figure out the pronunciations, but it's a lovely location. I'm camping on a little bit of a wild area just down by this river that's behind us, and the guys have seen, I've videoed around the side, but you've got the two larger camping fields.
Yeah, so we've got a few different options. You know, obviously this kind of, the Riverside field is a bit more wild, especially the spot down by the trees with the sort of fiery bit. But yeah, the 5-acre meadow, we kind of purposely don't really cut that grass throughout the year, so unfortunately it's kind of, you know, end of season, almost wintry time. October
Yeah,
time,
it has that feel, doesn't it, now?
But you know, if you come in sort of the spring and early summer, obviously the different colours of the wildflowers will come out throughout the season. The premise is to kind of go within all that.
No.
We kind of said with our anti-caravan club, we don't like to cut things short and kind of keep everything in nice neat bays. It's kind of a bit wild everywhere, really. And,
there's your strap line, isn't it? The anti-caravan
club. But no, that's
and most of us, and I think most subscribers that follow me, are more of the anti-caravan club. Right, camping fraternity.
Oh, I've got nothing against caravan club; they're great.
No, beautiful.
but yeah, the style of the field.
Coiffured sites, aren't they? They're really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a lot of wild camping, so I quite like these eco-friendly sites where nature's left to get on with itself, and very much so here. The river behind us is the River
Vyrnwy.
Vyrnwy.
And it's the Severn about a kilometre down.
So it runs into the Severn.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's a lake at the top of this river.
Yeah, it's a really good place to go and visit Lake Vyrnwy. And obviously because it's between the Severn, which is a major river, and the Vyrnwy, it's susceptible to going up and down, especially during the winter, very quickly. You know, but that's kind of the norm.
And the other thing is we talked about the wildlife. I believe there's some otters in the water here somewhere. We won't know where they're at, but
all sorts. I mean, I've seen lots of different things, mink and things. I've been told that there even potentially was a beaver at some point. A camper kind of said that he's pretty sure there was beaver trails. I've never seen that myself, but I believe reintroduction is happening, so you never know.
And the amount of trees that have been planted from when you were you born here, or
born
brought up here?
Shrewsbury.
From that, from those early days, I understand from your dad, Peter, Peter, his dad, and I understand from him that most of these trees have been planted, very early on, and
especially a huge amount, especially around by the house and things. When they first came here, it was just a old little farmhouse. It didn't have running water or electricity actually in the property, and it was quite flat. So the banks that you probably walked around and things weren't there.
No.
And the wildlife corridor, for example, which separates both of the meadows.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
That was planted about 25 years ago with the Environment Agency and things. So this whole kind of the structure of the property and the way everything is planted is slowly evolved. Without like a detailed plan, it's just kind of
it's just evolved into what
it is now.
And I guess continue to be evolved by yourself.
Well, we're going to little nooks and crannies like the top end of the small court, and we're deciding to put a little camping spot in that little area. There's a few other wooded areas. I'd love to build a tree house, but
And I think one of the apart from the site, the site is great. I think it's a wonderful site. One of the big things that I think is a really superb feature is the straw bale kitchen.
The kitchen
complex, and it's not unique to have little kitchens in campsites.
No.
But what is unique is it's so big, and with the big dining table there and the outside area, almost picnic bench area outside. So it's a wonderful place if you want to spend time in there.
Well, pre-COVID, obviously, there'd be a lot of campers who would all sort of gather, and someone would cook. There's a bit of a cooker and things in there, and just a space that people sort of met each other on site, really, I think. It kind of goes back to what we were saying before about, people kind of come together with other groups of families and things. So it's been quite popular for, if there's 10 families that all know each other, they'll all be in the kitchen together or at the back doing a barbecue or something. So and we liked people to be able to do that, and like at the end of the day it's still our home, so it's nice to kind of walk around and it's everyone sort of feels a bit more.
Well, I think that's the key to it. This is your home, isn't it? And well, for you it's your home,
and my daughter and everything, and exactly. So it's a really nice feature, that. And I camp solo, so I travel on my own all the time, and I'm never short of people to talk to on campsites, because you'll always chat to people, but that is a really good location hub for the site. It works really well. The facilities and things there, and kind of it is sort of a central point, isn't it? And I think it's definitely, a lot of people say that's one thing they really like coming back is to be able to sort of meet people.
And you've had, or you have groups come. There's a motorcycle group came recently, you were telling me about, and actually one of the subscribers was here on that trip. So immediately when I posted a little Instagram immediately came back.
Yeah, those guys have been here a few times, and it was like, for us as well, seeing sort of 70 plus super bikes kind of come and go is quite an experience as well. No.
And the nice thing there is that you can sort of allocate a field for them, dedicated to them.
Yeah, exactly. We do get quite a lot of private bookings on site here. That we'll just kind of shut the site to everyone else.
Yes, yeah. And you do weddings as well, and
we do a few. Don't want to just sort of churn out wedding,
no,
turn into one of those places, but we tend to do about 3 or 4.
So you've got a good mix of sort of business going on there.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, listen, I've kept you long enough now.
No.
This is.
I might actually go and change the Airbnbs for today.
Actually, yes, Well, this is take 2 because I screwed up take 1. So I've kept you longer than I expected, but really appreciate your time.
We're the right way now.
Yeah, we're the right way now. Otherwise, it was going to be upside down.
Yeah. Cool. All right.
But thank you very much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Right,
thank you.
Take care.
So guys, that's my time up here now. I've only got the tent to take down, bike's packed, and then I'll get off. This has been a really interesting site to come to, and it's very difficult to keep calling sites unique, but it is unique, it is quirky. You've seen the video of the site and the buildings. You've seen that straw bale kitchen and dining area, meeting place. Truly, even in nice weather, that's a great place to take a can of beer or your coffee or make your tea, sit and chat to other people. It's like a youth hostel communal area. So I think that makes it a little bit unique in the sense that you've got that communal meeting area in the middle of the complex. The environmental side of this and the wildlife are really important to the family. And as Seb said, this is their family home. They're very relaxed about you enjoying your time here, and so helpful with information, and like myself, helping me out because I forgot my sleeping bag. It's just a really nice site, really nice people, plenty of motorcycle riding if you're a biker, and it's very relaxing. I didn't ride much yesterday. I had a ride out. I've been here 2 nights. Yesterday I didn't really ride too far, I just had a couple of hours out, but I enjoyed spending my time here, just relaxing. Anyway guys, I'm going to go get packed. This site is worth a visit. It costs £12.50 for a solo traveller, and that's towards the top end of my budget, but it's worth it. Give it a try. Make sure you tell Seb or his dad, Peter, if you do come, that it was the camping bike where you saw it. And listen, I keep finding sites and I don't think I can exceed some of the sites that I've seen, and then suddenly one pops up like this. So give it a try, you'll love it. Thanks a lot guys, really appreciate you watching. If you're not a subscriber, it really helps me just to subscribe. So keep safe and keep carrying on.